Hello and welcome to the second beta Battlefest in Revomon. This is a monthly tournament hosted by the Orbit clan, something my friend and I here are very proud to be a part of. My name is Nick, otherwise known as Sapdaddy.
And I'm Andre, otherwise known as Surfacing Snowman.
And we will be your hosts today. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to extend a huge thank you to Rektsatoshi for sponsoring the prize pool in this tournament. We have up to $300 REVO available for the prize winners of this tournament, in addition to a Revo, a very key Revomon needed to get started on your NFT journey as well as breeding. Any further sponsorship is always welcomed, as we plan to make this tournament bigger and better with every passing month. Speaking of which, we have a small change in this one. Care to run us through it?
Sure, Nick. So this tournament will have the same rules as the previous one, with one key difference. Help berries are allowed.
If you haven't seen the previous tournament video, don't worry, you can watch it at any time. For now, have a look down in the description. The rules are there for your convenience.
With that out of the way, let's get into the first fight. We have... Oh, it's you.
It's me!
And it looks like you're going to be taking on a new contestant, Beanhunter. I'm not in this tournament, sadly. Real life took my time on this one.
Well, I'm happy not to have to fight you. Let's get to the match.
Beanhunter is running Rival, Blizora, Lexington, Pandozer, Massacaradon, and Loftevo.
And I'm going with Leximent, Dominivo, Spectreat, Slissies, Bluezilla, and Cancros. Let's get in on the action! And here we are with round 1, match 1. We've got me versus Beanhunter. I'm leading off with a Leximent. Beanhunter's leading off with a Rival. It's pretty scary.
It's a pretty good lead.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, I wonder where you got that idea from.
It might have been you, my secret consultant over here, Rektsatoshi, once again joining us for the PvP commentary, and we are getting a swap into Blizora from Beanhunter while Leximent sets up a good old-fashioned light screen.
Yeah, that's one of the main features of that Leximent is screens.
Yes, that's definitely what I like to use it for, and I swapped it out into a Dominivo. Dominivo takes a little bit of damage and goes for a Trick Room.
Well, I feel like that would have been something you would do, set up a Trick Room here, because why else would you send out Dominivo?
Definitely, so yep, that's indeed what I did. I don't know why I'm even looking at my attacks. It's possibly because Dazzling Gleam can hurt, but nonetheless that is Leximith with dot moves and I don't want to deal with that. So I swap into Silices. Yes, I do, indeed.
Yes, after he tried to, he missed his Sucker Punch.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sucker Punch only works if the other Revomon is throwing an attack, am I right?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. That was...
Sneak in real quick and Sucker Punch you.
Lucky for me. So it looks like out with Silices going for the Flash Cannon. If it connects, it'll do a lot of damage, but it looks like Beanhunter wants to swap into Pandozer. Pandozer's still taking a super effective hit from Flash Cannon, unfortunately. Trick Room is still active. So Silices gets off another hit, goes first, outspeed, super effective, down goes Pandozer. And Beanhunter's responding.
You didn't realize that Pandozer was super effective by Steel types.
No, I think Steel is a little bit difficult to read, and not many people use it. So then we got a Massacaradon to swap into Dominivo over here. Dominivo gets poisoned by a Sludge Wave. Oh, just Sludge. My mistake, not Sludge Wave. Dominivo sets up another Trick Room.
It's like he hit you with a Toxic.
Oh, Toxic, my mistake. It is one of those. One of those poison thingies. And a swap into Silices again gets met once again by that blasted Mascaradon. I'm not a happy camper here with my Trick Room running out of time. You want to tell the audience what Trick Room does real quick?
Trick Room is a very fun mechanic, or, move that switches the mechanics around to where the slowest mon on the field goes first. So it can be pretty devastating when you have a very slow mon like this Bluezilla right here. With the amount of attack power that it has, it's pretty devastating.
So speaking of which, Bluezilla has come out, gotten poisoned again by that Toxic on Massacaradon. Beanhunter responds by switching into Blizzora. Blizzora looks a little bit painful. So it looks like I'm really racking my brain as to what to do here.
Blizzora is a pretty popular wall, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. So I go for an Outrage. Blizzora returns fire with a Dragon Pulse, but that's a super effective hit. Oof. That puts my Bluezilla down to just about gone. That Poison looking to finish it off right there after Bluezilla gets off another Outrage. Does a fair bit of damage to Massacradon there. Now it looks like I want to switch into Leximynth. And that's... I'm pretty sure Beanhunter wants to Toxic me again. Yep, that's another poison hit off on Leximynth, unfortunately, for me. But I think I managed to set up a Reflect there. As Beanhunter swatches into Blizzora. Gets taken out by a Play Rough, though, right on impact. That poison chipping away at my Leximynth. As Beanhunter goes into a Leximynth of his own. So if Sucker Punch goes off, it goes first. Is that right?
Yes.
Alright, and opposing Leximynth, Beanhunter's Leximynth, rather, sets up a Confusion with Swagger, and that puts my in an absolute stupor, and it can't do anything. Down goes my Leximynth. I send out Dominivo and go for the Dazzling Gleam, hoping to do a fair bit of damage. Returns fire with a Shadow Claw. Down goes Dominivo. Rest my sweet darling. As I'm thinking of what to send out next to deal with this blasted Leximynth. There's a Silices. Going for the Flash Cannon, I think.
You have to have a super effective move to really do damage to that Leximynth, or it'll just hang around with that light screen and that Reflect.
Yep, absolutely. But Massacradon comes in to counter my Silices one more time. Takes a Flash Cannon to the face. Goes down Toxic. Doesn't even manage to get off a Poison. Puts me in a pretty decent spot. And out comes Leximynth again for Beanhunter.
Okay. Good thing he didn't get you with that Toxic, man. That Toxic is like really running through your team.
Yeah. My goodness, it was having practically a wild poison. It was practically having a 100% poison rate on all my guys. What is its actual rate of being able to poison? Beanhunter swaps into a Loft Evo, takes Ice Beam to finish it off, and I think it was a Flash Cannon on there before. And Beanhunter swaps back into Leximynth. Silices looking to use a Flash Cannon, but instead gets confused and starts hurting himself.
Leximynth is a tough Pokemon to have as your last Mon standing.
I believe you meant to say Revomon, but we forgive you. And out comes Spectre. Spectre takes a Thunderbolt from Rival and actually activates its Cassius Berry, restoring 1/4 of its health. So I think at this point I want to set up Trick Room and hope that Rival can't take it out with a second Thunderbolt. Beanhunter's thinking of making the swap here. But no, instead Alexa stay in. Goes for an Ancient Power, super effective, so much pain. I wasn't aware that that Rival was carrying Ancient Power. Down goes my Spectre, the poor dear.
Fuck Ancient Power too.
Coming out with Cancross now. I'm really worried that Rival is going to be using an air move here. If it does,
should.
My battle-typed Cancross is going to have a lot of trouble if he does. And it looks like he does. Rival hits me with a super effective air move, but comes back with an Ice Punch to take it out. Actually, yeah, Cancross took no damage. I think Rival used something else. And nonetheless, a Bullet Punch finishes off Leximynth. And there goes round one. I managed to win that one. Very, very happy about that. Beanhunter was a pretty tough opponent.
Okay, so can I tell you what happened?
Yes, please. That went way too fast for me to see, and I didn't manage to read which move Rival actually used. I'm a little confused there.
Yes, so looking at the battle log, looks like Rival used Fly, or he attempted to use Fly. But it seems like it didn't work. So what should have happened was use Fly, your Revomon goes into the air, and when your opponent attacks, it should always miss. But it looks like the mechanic did not work. So your King, King Cross, and Rival took a super effective ice sponge.
Well, lucky me. All right, something for the devs to take a look into. Don't worry, guys, we are still in beta. All of this is going to get worked out. Over to you, Andre.
Welcome back, Nick. I see you've gotten a little tricky with your team this time.
Hey, somebody had to mix it up.
And mix it up you did. Unfortunately, Dr. Stone didn't send us his PvP footage, but he did pick up a win against returning contestant Amazara.
Some interesting new players this time around. Who's up for our next highlight match?
We've got Rektsatoshi, who has a team with Lexinymph, Square Bros, Sornox, Dexcyple, Opawan, and Champion.
And our previous champion, Revomast, with his team of Taiju, Opawan, Rival, Kragon, Gopher, and Sornox. Let's get in on the action! And here we are for the second match of the first round. We've got Rektsatoshi, aka you, up against Revomast.
Yeah, this was a fun battle.
Alright, so Lexinymph sets up a Reflect there, Lexinymph being led out by Rektsatoshi, and Taiju, the old classic Taiju, by Revomast, used a Dragon Dance.
I completely froze up in this match, not even gonna lie.
Well, it looks like Taiju got off a second Dragon Dance there, so he's gonna get a little scary.
Throw out Reflect, and then throw out Square Bros to Intimidate, but those Dragon Dances just kind of ate through that because he's too fast at that point.
Unfortunately, you went for an Ice Fang there over your Wild Charge. Were you anticipating a swap?
No, I was being stupid and thinking that Taiju was a Dragon type.
Oh dear. Well, anyway, you're coming out now with a Sornox. Sornox receives a super effective Ice Punch, returns fire with a dazzling gleam. I'm very surprised that Ice Punch didn't manage to one-shot with all those Dragon Dances going off, but unfortunately, Taiju did manage to outspeed and take you out with a second Ice Punch.
Well, you remember when you built my Snorlax? I built it pretty bulky.
Yeah. Oh well, that's incredible. I guess I've misjudged the actual power of Dragon Dance. I just assume once a couple of them. Oh dear. Before I can even finish my sentence, Dexcyple gets an absolute one shot from another Ice Punch. Didn't even get a chance to get off his Giga Drain. That was unfortunate. And now we've got Lexinymph coming back in from you. Who tries to go for another Reflect. Does manage to... Oh, wait, no, not Reflect. I think you took out Taiju with a second Dazzling Gleam. No, foul play, foul play. I see it now. I can see it clearly. That was a foul play. Well done.
I want to say foul play, like... I need to look and see what it does exactly, but... I think if the Mon has any type of, like, buffs to stats, it doubles the power or something.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that at all. I gotta start using foul play a little more often. Anyway, it looks like Revomast is coming out now with the Sornox. Sornox wants to set up his nasty plot. And you set up Taunt there. Unfortunately, it looks like... Oh, wait. Yeah, no, unfortunately, Sornox went first there, which is strange. Doesn't your Lexinymph have Prankster?
It does. That's how you know that Prankster's like this. Lexinymph is like kind of broken. Like Prankster's not working, Taunt's not working.
That's very well. Taunt does work, but it just didn't manage to go first, unfortunately. So Sornox managed to take out your Lexinymph with super effective Dazzling Gleam after managing to get off his Sword Stance after all. Sorry, Sword Stance, Nasty Plot.
If Taunt worked, then Nasty Plot would not have been able to even go at all.
That's another note for the devs, as Revomast is thinking of making the swap against that Opawan. But elects to stay in, it looks like, and is going for a Dazzling Gleam. Oh my goodness! Super effective one-hit KO on the Opawan. This is... Oh, Revomast, you scary guy.
I tried to sleep that Snorlax. Missed.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I think it was you saying that, so you were the one saying how sleep was so bad last tournament.
No, that wasn't me.
Got my eye on you. Anyway, oh, unfortunately, Champline, I kind of saw this coming. Takes her a super effective air slash. Goes down, another one-hit KO. Revomast kind of cleaned you up pretty good there.
Yeah, he really cleaned my clock on that one, but I'll get him back someday.
Oh, well, I think all of us have said that at one point. Revomast remains undefeated, and I guess Andre can tell us who he's fighting next. Over to you, Andre.
Wow, Revomast is just unstoppable. Rektsatoshi certainly lived up to his name.
What do you mean by that?
You know, cause he got wrecked.
Well, you heard the man yourself. He's coming back for revenge. Revomast might have a rival on his hands.
Pun intended.
No, but also yes.
We've got another match in round 1 for you to cast. This time it's Spreadeagle versus Mateos.
Another new face. Let's get into it.
Mateos is running Kragon, Volcanilis, Dexcyple, Munking, Square Bros, and Silices.
And Spreadeagle has got Farinade, Ateloys, Dominivo, Gopher, Polyvern, and Dexcyple. Let's get in on the action! And here we are for the next feature matchup. We've got Mateos versus Spreadeagle. Spreadeagle leading with his Farinade, and Mateos leading with a Kragon. How do you like this matchup?
Oh, I don't like it for Kragon much at all.
Well, it's unfortunate that it didn't look like that Farinade was carrying any, what's the word, Spirit-type moves, but sets up a Protect as Mateos swaps into Silices.
A very risky move to Protect coming out.
It doesn't seem to work here, so Protect only works on the turn that he used it.
Yes.
Alright, trading damage here. We got a hidden power of Forest type coming out from Silices, and we've got Cross Chop coming out from Farinade. Farinade is faster, so he decides to go for another Cross Chop. He will indeed take out that Silices. Now it looks like Spreadeagle is making his decision of who to come out next. Could be Kragon, but it looks like Square Bros has made the cut. Farinade thinking for a next move as Square Bros wants to go for a Wild Charge. That doing an awful lot of damage, if it would have anyway, if Farinade decided to Protect instead. So just bought himself another turn. Square Bros getting off a Wild Charge there, doing a lot of damage. It looks like Farinade tried to get off a Psychic there. Unfortunately, being a Twilight type, Square Bros won't take any damage from that.
Yeah. Oh.
Now here comes a Dexcyple. Square Bros goes right for the Fire Fang, knows exactly what it wants to do. Dexcyple stalls for a turn with Sleep Powder. It manages to land, Dexcyple outspeeds and survives. But no, Square Bros wakes right up for the next turn, gets off a super effective Fire Fang, and only taking a little bit of damage from that Giga Drain. Dexcyple hung on for another turn with Protect there, but takes another super effective Fire Fang. Unfortunately, he's going to go down.
You can't take too many Fire Fangs when you're just a forest, Revomon.
I absolutely love the coverage on Square Bros. It can do absolutely anything, which is why now that Gopher's come out, Square Bros wants to go for an Ice Fang. But Gopher used Protect. Nothing's going to be happening with that Ice Fang. Gopher wants to return fire with an Earthquake. Takes another Ice Fang. And Earthquake, despite the Square Bros having it buried to help it out, completely wipes out the rest of Square Bros' health. And now Mateos sending out a Kragon.
Let's see what this Kragon's gonna do. Protect seems kind of risky.
It looks like he's going for the swap instead as Kragon sets up a Dragon Dance. So it's one way or another.
We know where this goes.
One way or another, we're going to have a little bit of a fight on our hands if he manages to get that off, which he definitely will if we go for the swap.
Yeah, his Farinade. He really wants to use that Farinade.
Spreadeagle swaps into a Polyvern, so better hope it has enough speed, because both of these are dragon types, will be able to, sorry, draconic types, be able to do super effective damage to each other. Kragon does go first, gets a one-hit KO with Dragon Claw, super effective. I think we know who the superior dragon is. Rare beats legendary. Spreadeagle responds, sorry?
I think Polyvern's gonna want some revenge on that.
Oh, and Dominevo comes out for Spreadeagle, gets off a confusion as Kraken returns fire with a big earthquake. Dominevo hanging on with just a sliver of health. We're not going to get it done here. Kraken going for a fire punch to finish things off. Don't even know sure what to do here. Going for a Psychic or Shadow Ball. Literally scratching his chin and thinking. Goes for the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, not fast enough. Kragon does take out that Dominevo. A swap into Alatoise now from Spreadeagle. Spreadeagle looking to go for another Protect.
That is not gonna help.
Just buys a turn, really. Oh, no, goes for a Kick and Straight instead. Doesn't matter. That Dragon Claw also one-shotting that Alatoise. Oh my goodness. Not even super effective. This Kragon is a monster.
It's done the power dance.
And here comes, it looks like he wants to finish off that Gopher with another Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw. Gopher not going to be able to go first here, that's for sure. Goes for the Protect, buys itself another turn. And Mateos just had enough, just immediately selects Dragon Claw. And Spreadeagle wouldn't have been able to do anything there with that Earthquake, would have done absolutely no damage even if it landed. So, Kragon takes out Gopher for the win. Mateos takes the win overall. And that was quite a match. Oh, wow, Kragon and Taiju just proving themselves to be scary every single time they come out.
Yes, it's very risky to use Protect in 1v1. I know it's kind of, you want to try to fill out what your opponent's using, but if your opponent gets off one of those Dragon Dances, then 9-9.
So if it does protect both of Mons on your team if we had 2v2?
Nope, just one.
Oh dear. Let's go on to Andre for the next match.
Good match. Good match. Well done to both players.
And that's the end of round one. Scores are up on your screen right now.
We got loads more matches to cast this time, so let's get right to round two.
Hell to the end. If I were the viewer, I'd rather watch the fight than two of us.
Speak for yourself, Nick. I'm actually handsome.
You're gonna pay for that later.
Maybe, but before you fight me, you gotta fight Mateos.
Oh.
Mateos is returning to the ring with his team of Kragon, Volcanolix, Dexcyple, Munking, Square Bros, and Silices.
And I've got my trusty Leximynth, Dominevo, Spectreat, Silices, Bluezilla, and Cancross. Let's get in on the action! And the next feature match, we have yours truly against Mateos. I'm leading out with my classic Leximynth. Mateos leading out with a Munking. I guess we didn't get to see it out of him last match because he was doing too well.
Yeah.
So Monkey goes for the Outrage, my Leximynth goes for a Taunt. I'm a little scared of that Swords Dance, so I want to make sure that he can't use it. He doesn't use it anyway. Monkey trying to use the Outrage though, but Leximynth being a part Twilight and part Spirit type is taking absolutely nothing from Draconic type moves. So it looks like Monkey's about ready to confuse himself unless he makes the swap, which Mateos looks like he wants to do. Swaps into a Silices. A Water and Steel typing is very difficult to deal with.
He just looks like he anticipated your switch, maybe.
Either that or he knew his Munking was about to do no damage because it would have to use Outrage again, and he would have just confirmed Confuse himself and wasted a turn.
Yeah, but I'm wondering why he didn't Flash Cannon your Leximynth.
He doesn't seem to have Flash Cannon on that Silices. It looks like Hidden Power is in place of it, even though it has that silver border, so I can see why we're confused there. I swap into my Dominevo. I want to set up Trick Room, but I also realize that Silices is a little hard for me to deal with. This is where I make, in my opinion, a critical mistake. I try to go for a Shadow Ball, does absolutely next to nothing. Silices returns fire with a big Scald. And then my Dominevo, now no longer able to set up Trick Room, gets taken out by the Silices. Big, big mistake on my part. I will never forget doing that.
Some Revomon have a very specific job to do.
Yeah. Oopsie poopsie on my part. Anyway, Cancross managed to take out that Silices with a lovely little dynamic punch. I honestly wish I had thought of that before.
Yeah, Cancross had to come and get a little bit of revenge.
Unfortunately, that Silices did outspeed and hit my Cancross with a very solid Scald. Did a fair bit of damage there. And now it looks like I've got my Silices up against his Kragon. This scary thing from the last round. Kragon goes for a Fire Punch, which is completely unexpected, but fortunately my Ice Beam from Silices manages to one-shot that Kragon, get that terrifying thing away from me.
I'd be really debating on what to throw out there.
And he's coming with the Square Bros with that. I think it's definitely a good option here with that Wild Charge looking very scary, which is what makes me want to swap into Bluezilla. Bluezilla taking not too much damage from it, but a significant amount nonetheless. A Berry activates because Square Bros goes for an Ice Fang, and my Bluezilla has the Fruity that allows me to reduce damage from ice moves. I return fire with an Earthquake. It's not enough. Square Bro is tankier than I thought. Both of them doing super effective damage to each other. Now Mateo's going for the Monking swap as I go in for a Spectreat. I go for Trick Room immediately. At least I get the job right this time. Monking goes for an Earthquake. Cassius Berry activates, barely keeping Spectreat in the game. And I swap into... Cancross. Oh! Oh, you stupid boy passed me. What were you thinking? Swapped right into Cancross for it to get killed. I would have been better off letting the Spectreat go down and then sending out Cancross. And then I make an even double stupid move by sending out Leximint while Trick Room is active. I don't even need Leximint out right now.
Yeah, you were probably sweating pretty hard on this one.
Yep, I think he really just had me in a grip and I started to not think clearly anymore. I go with the Reflect there while Monking goes for the Hammer Arm, does a fair bit of damage to my Leximint. I go for a Play Rough because I'm just sick of taking damage every time I swap from this scary Monking. Only doing a little bit of damage as another Hammer Arm takes down my Leximint a fair bit. Now you see me just completely sweating. I have no idea what to do. I swap into Spectreat. Oh, okay. Spectreat takes absolutely no damage from a Hammer Arm. But now I'm just thinking, what on earth do I do now? Go for the Trick Room just in case I'm lucky. And no, I'm not. Monking completely takes out my Spectreat with a Rock Slide. I swap into Bluezilla here, hoping Bluezilla is able to do something. But he's definitely not going to go first as Monkey King gives him another Hammer Arm. Down goes my Bluezilla. And now going in with Silices, I'm just really hoping I can do something about get this Monking. Unfortunately, I can. Ice Beam does manage to go first and take that Monking out with a 4-time super effective hit.
Yeah, it looks like those Hammer Arms started to wear on that Monking speed.
And I didn't even consider that. I was definitely sweating way too hard in this matchup. And now I've got nothing but a little Leximint and a Silices ready to get eaten by that Square Bros. There's nothing I can do here. I try to swap into Leximint, hoping that it will survive a hit and get off a screen, but it doesn't. Swap into Silices. I know my fate here. I'm ready to go down. It happens. Square Bros takes me down, and I bow to Mateos, the victor in this match. And over to Andre to help me process my shame.
Oh, Nick, you poor boy. That looked like it hurt.
It wasn't pleasant, no.
Well, in other news, Revomast picks up yet another win against Dr. Stone, and Mazzara got one off of Rektsatoshi, and Trevally off Spreadeagle.
Not many feature matches for round 2, eh?
Technical issues. Still, we have 5 more rounds in total, so nobody needs to fret. Let's move on to round 3 matches.
Intensity abounds.
Our first feature match of round 3 has Beanhunter taking on Spreadeagle. Beanhunter is running Rival, Blizora, Leximeth, Pandozer, Massa Caradon, and Loftevo.
And Spreadeagle has got Farinade, Ateloys, Dominivo, Gopher, Polyvern, and Rektsatoshi. Let's get it on the action! And here we are with the next feature match. We've got Beanhunter versus Spreadeagle. Beanhunter leading out with his Rival and Spreadeagle with a Gopher.
Interesting matchup.
Yeah, his Gopher with his ground moves can't do anything to Rival, but Rival at the same time can't use any electric type moves on Gopher. That's just a right shame. Swaps into a Massa Caradon. Takes a little bit of damage from that rollout from Gopher.
Is that a rollout?
Yeah, I guess so. So now Gopher, if I'm not mistaken, he's stuck using rollout, isn't he?
Move. I wonder why you would go for. I think is rollout.
Yeah, it would have been good against that Rival. It is indeed a stone type. A waterfall does an awful lot of damage to that Gopher while he's stuck using more rollouts. Who switches into Farinade. Takes another hit, but not very effective.
Interesting switch. A toxic type, right?
Yes, that. Well, actually, Massa Caradon I think is a battle and water type, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, trading hits there. Toxic gets traded with a Psychic. Both of them doing super effective damage to each other, but that's just the power of their tankiness. Vivly Fruity activates to protect poison on Farinade, but it does. Unfortunately, he doesn't have 2. Farinade gets poisoned this time by Massa Caradon's Toxic. Farinade just not managing to do enough damage to that Massa Caradon. Massa Caradon is a really, really tanky boy.
Yeah, he's passing around toxic like pandemic around here.
Was that joke in poor taste? We'll find out in 2023. And now we've got a swap from both players. We've got Polyvern versus Loftevo now. Loftevo on Beanhunter's side and Polyvern from... oh my gosh, I forgot the name.
I would like to see this Polyvern do some work here, man.
Spreadeagle, thank you. Oh my goodness. That would be great. We haven't seen much out of Polyvern so far, and it is our newest legendary in the latest update.
We've only seen it get wrecked by Kragan.
Speaking of getting wrecked, there goes Blizora as Polyvern's thinking of using a Dragon Pulse. A Draco Meteor appears to have tried to come out from him last turn, but it missed. As you do with Draco Meteors. And it looks like we're responding with a swap into Rektsatoshi, which is quite interesting.
Quite interesting, yeah.
But instead, Rektsatoshi goes for a Sleep Powder, does not connect as Beanhunter swaps back into a Pandozer.
What is up with these switches?
They're not even necessarily good. Oh my goodness, maybe it is. As that was a lot of damage, if I'm not mistaken.
From the Pando.
Yeah, that's right, Fire Fang, and not only that, he woke up from the sleep powder with the assist of a Vivly Berry. Very, very useful there.
Very, very useful. I will take note of that, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Gopher coming out with not much health to his name, going up against his Pandozer, which is looking to use an Earthquake. Gopher's really thinking what to do here. So he wants to fire off an Earthquake of his own. Doesn't connect because Pandozer just managed to outspeed. Wow, this thing is scary.
This Pandozer said, "I'm here to stay."
I'm here to take the tier list, sending myself to the top.
Let's see what he do against Alatoys.
Alatoys coming out with a Bubble Beam. Should do a fair bit of damage here if it goes through. And he doesn't want it to, so that's why Beanhunter is now swapped back into a Loftevo. Loftivo going for a Brave Bird over here, getting protected by that Allotoise. Does it still take recoil damage if it's protected?
Yes. Recoil is on the left Evo, so it's not protecting. Oh, sorry. My bad. No. If you're protected and you don't attack, then no, you don't take recoil.
Oh, I see. So Loftivo did manage to take a Bubble Beam from the Allotoise. It looks like he outsped there, but Loftivo took out that Allotoise with another Brave Bird. Definitely did its job there, Lofty.
It's like this left Evo.
Oh, a Cross Chop returns from Farinade, which is actually super effective. Which is strange. I thought Loftivo was an air type.
Yeah, I think he is air and something else, right?
It's a little... I thought it was just air, actually. It's very interesting. Nonetheless, now Farinade throwing out a Psychic. Also super effective? No, the Battlelog's just busted. It's fine. Loftivo used Roost there to get its health back, and it's certainly doing its work. As Farinade not sure what to do here.
Trying to stall out this Toxic is what that left Evo was trying to do.
Oh, yes, of course. Wow, that is some next level strats. I didn't even think of that.
Now the protects start to make sense, because if you can, stall out a turn of Toxic, that is very, very useful. And left Evo is a pure Sky type, Revomon.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why even with Roost, that cross chop was saying it was super effective. I think there's just something wrong there. Nonetheless, Loftivo does manage to finish off that Farinade. It's a very, very fast Revomon. Looks like he wants to go for the U-turn, but nope, gets taken out by Dominivo. Dominivo is here to say that, oh, your speed is good, but mine is better. Beanhunter now coming out with a Leximon to try and deal with that Dominivo. Dominivo, unfortunately, not carrying Dazzling Gleam. It's got Confusion, Psychic, and Shadow Ball. None of those are going to be very good against Leximon. So we've got to swap into Polyvern.
Now, Polyvern could give Leximon the run for his money.
That's for sure. And he definitely wants to as he goes for the Sludge Wave. Beanhunter's thinking of making the swap instead. Swaps into Blazora. Blazora takes that Sludge Wave, no problem. Big tanky boy.
Still good chip damage.
Yep, and Blazora fires back with a big Dragon Pulse. That did an awful lot of damage to that Blazora. Polyvern trying to go for the Draco Meteor did a lot of damage, not enough. And now his special attack being dropped. He's just not getting it done. Just a little bit of life left on that Polyvern. Does manage to take out the Blazora, but at what cost? Alright, now we got a Leximon coming back out from Beanhunter. Leximon against that very, very low Polyvern. Polyvern, however, does have a Toxic move that is able to do a lot of damage, and it would have if not for that Draco Meteor dropping it down so much. Dominivo now coming out, trying to finish things off. Goes for a Psychic or Shadow Ball. I don't think it really matters because Leximon has just queued up Sucker Punch, and it's going to one-shot Dominivo without a moment's hesitation. And down goes Spreadeagle, giving Beanhunter the win.
That's how you Sucker Punch somebody. You outspeed them and...
Oof. It's like Bullet Punch on mine, but better.
I love these matches. So much Revomon variety.
We can thank our devs for that. They introduced new Revomon at such a rapid pace.
Off screen, we have Mateo's picking up his second win against Dr. Stone. Revomast also went up against Amazara. Do you want to guess who won?
Revomast?
Revomast.
I'm getting freaking deja vu.
Speaking of which, you're up next. You will be fighting Trevally for the last feature match of round 3.
I'm scared.
Trevally for his first feature match is running Opawan, REVO, Leximon, Rektsatoshi, Blazora, and Kragon.
And I've got my trusty Leximon, Dominivo, Spectreat, Slissies, Lucilla, and Cancro. Let's get in on the action! And here we are for the next feature match. We've got me versus Trevally. I'm getting featured an awful lot in this thing. I'm thinking of going for that play rough because Opawan is a little scary. But nonetheless, it looks like I want to go for the taunt. Opa1 leading up an impressive array of moves from Trevally. And then he's going for the Sludge Bomb. Oh, wait, no, hold, yeah, no, maybe so. Yep, he does indeed go for the Sludge Bomb. Oh, Leximith gets poisoned, my poor boy, my poor bookie.
Not good for you. I'm surprised that you did not get taken out with that.
I think the reason I went with Taunt is because I was a little worried about Hypnosis and Dream Eater. That's how what I usually see from Opa1s, but not so much in this tournament.
Seems he has a different plan for his Opa1.
So he's got Flame Charge and Sludge Bomb able to go again. Flame Charge, it looks like he goes with, so it looks like he was considering that I might have made the swap there. I do manage to get off a Light Screen, which is going to help me sustain a little more damage from this point.
Yeah, that Light Screen should last for 5 turns.
Oh, this dang thing. I'm suddenly having PTSD-style flashbacks. Oh, this rev up. I was not expecting anyone to bring in a rev up. Play rough not doing very effective damage to it. I have no idea what rev up is. I don't know what I can use against it. This is terrifying.
Yeah, that was a very interesting bring. It seems like nobody was prepared for that rev up.
Nope. I thought it was just a mascot mon that didn't do much. Turns out it actually does a fair bit. Rev up there going for the Iron Head, not very effective against the Spectreat that I swapped into. I couldn't really figure out what to do, so I just went with Spectreat. Spectreat looks like, yep, I'm doing things right. I set up the Trick Room. That's what I'm supposed to do. As Trevally wants to make a swap of his own.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna try to deal with that Spectreat.
So now that I've looked up Rev Up, it is indeed a neutral as well as an Thunder type.
It's a metal Thunder type.
Oh, metal. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, it's alright. Metallic and Thunder. So yeah, Opa1 then going for the Dark Pulse, which is not effective against the Cancross that I sent out. That was a bit of a risk there. I didn't know if he had Dark Pulse or Psychic. I figured it would be a Dark move because I'd seen his other 3 moves. That was what I'd like to call a little big brain player there on my part.
Yeah, that was a fantastic switch in by your part. You're even forcing him to switch out.
Yeah, because he's either going to take a one-shot from that Trick Room active Cancross, who's definitely going to go first. So he's either going to take a Dynamic Punch and probably get knocked out, or his next mon that switches in is going to be confused. So this is the trap I like to put people in. Unfortunately for me, that Dynamic Punch, while being super effective, that Opa1 is just tankier than expected. Still manages to hang on there. So I go for another Dynamic Punch. My Cancross has no guard, so I believe it was you who told me then that means it's going to be able to do get anyone that it punches confused. If I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken?
I'm honestly not sure. I'll give it a check though.
Anyway, Leximith comes in, gets confused by the Dynamic Punch, but does manage to have its health restored by its Cassius Fruity.
Oh wow! So no guard is even better. It makes all your attacks 100% accurate.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, and a Play Rough comes out from Leximith doing an awful lot of damage to my battle type Cancross, but Cancross returns fire with yet another Dynamic Punch, takes Leximith out.
100% accuracy Dynamic Punches going out around here.
So now coming in with a Dex Cycle from Trevally, but I have used up all my Trick Room time. So switching back into Spectreat, who's gonna resist that Giga Drain pretty damn well. And then I'm making a decision here. I could go for Trick Room or Overheat, which would take out that Dex Cycle in one go if he decides to stay in. So it looks like I went for the Overheat. So let's see what Trevally decides to go for here. Switches into Opa1. Opa1 managed to take that Overheat instead. Opa1 wasn't on much health anyway, so that was probably a good use for it.
Yeah, luckily he switched into a mon that did not have much health.
That Blazora would have been able to eat up that Overheat pretty well, though.
but he walked right into an overheat. Either way, you would have probably taken him out if you would have tricked him first.
And also, alright, so yeah, I was going for the Trick Room there. A Stone Edge, super effective Stone Edge from Kragon, managed to do a fair bit of damage to me. Fortunately, I got the Cassius buried to keep Spectreed a little bit in the game. Trick Room does manage to go off there. Another Stone Edge comes out, I swap into Silices, not very effective now. It's doing some, this Silice is doing a lot of work for my team.
I think it's the typing, man, you know? That, metal water typing is interesting.
And also the metallic typing is also great. And there's Rev Up now. Rev Up taking damage from my Ice Beam, shrugging it off, no problem. Because Rev Up seems to be immune to freaking everything as far as I could tell in this match.
Metal type is my favorite typing in the other game that we won't mention. And
Rev Up strikes me with a Thunder Fang for super effective damage, and I remember thinking, Thunder Fang? What is with this This robot Dogi hitting me with a Thunder Fang? I don't understand. So I swap into Bluezilla, takes that Thunder Fang quite nicely. Now here I am sitting with Bluezilla. Little do I know, Earthquake will get the job done. And I seem to have selected it as well. That was just a guess. But unfortunately, it looks like Trevally wants to switch out. Oh, nope, he's staying. What is Trevally doing here? Oh, I think he does want to go for the switch. There's a Blazora. Blazora takes that Earthquake, walks it off, no problem. As he wants to return fire with a Focus Blast, which is really going to hurt my Bluezilla. And I don't think I would have expected Focus Blast at all, so I'm really glad I swapped into Silices. But, did I swap into Silices? Okay, good. Oh, do it. Do it past me. Do it. Go to Spectreed. Go, no! Come on. Go to, past me, be smart. No, don't go to Cancross. Cancross gonna get hurt. Cancross is also neutral typing, would take a lot of damage from that Focus Blast. To go with Leximith. Leximith taking that Focus Blast gets knocked right out of the park. That closes the book on Leximith. I've been wanting to use that joke for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty good when he got one-shotted.
It's unfortunate that Focus Blast is painful. Is there any repercussions for using Focus Blast? It's just a powerful battle-type move.
I want to say there's something going on with Focus Blast.
In the meantime, Blazora staying in the game, wants to use a bite. Does manage, Dominevo is restoring, Blazora have restored health to the Cassius Fruity as if it wasn't scary enough. I use my Dominevo, instead of using it to set up Trick Room, I just Psychic that Dominevo, that Blazora out of there. Psychic doing a lot of work for Dominevo with that very high special attack, modest nature, and high speed. Unfortunately, Revomast comes back, hits me with a strong X-Scissors, super effective damage, and here's me going X-Scissors. This thing has everything. It has literally everything.
It's a Swiss Army knife.
And Psychic not doing very much damage against that metallic typing of the Rev-Up, unfortunately for my Dominevo. Trevally really thinking of making another swap, maybe? Or...
Interesting switch here.
Goes for the X-Scissor again. Takes out my Dominevo after my Dominevo sends out yet another Psychic, putting that rev up pretty low. At this point, I'm saying, just die, you stupid thing! So I'm really thinking what to do with my Spectreed here. Do I want to take out that rev up, or do I want a Trick Room?
Yeah, very.
Looks like I want to take it out.
Yeah, it's definitely probably smart.
And it looks like I managed to do that, and although that rev-up did outspeed my Spectreed, which I was surprised by. I didn't think rev-up speed was very high. Nonetheless, Trevally now coming in with the Kragon. Goes for the Aqua Tail. I soak it up with the Silices. So, what were you saying?
I was saying your Spectreed's not built for speed, though.
No, it's definitely not built for speed. I just thought its base speed was high enough.
Still interesting that well, rev-up speed's probably...
And
Trained up, so makes sense.
that Kragon surprising my Silices with a Thunder Punch scared the absolute lights out of me. I was like, what? Kragon with Thunder Punch? What is going on here? So I swap into my Cancross, who's already unfortunately taken a fair bit of damage. I'm just hoping he can hang on long enough. I don't have Trick Room active. I'm just hoping he can get the finish. Kragon looking for a Stone Edge or something else. Who knows? Let's see what Trevally decides to go for.
Kragon has no attack, no Draconic.
No Draconic type, no Dragon Dance. It's just a Swiss Army knife style. It goes for the Aqua Tail. Does do a bit of damage to my Cancross there. Almost takes it out, but a super effective Ice Punch one-shots that Kragon out of there, and I was feeling pretty pleased with myself for that one. I was very happy. Dexcyple now coming out. I know my Cancross is going down, so I just throw out a Bullet Punch just for a little bit of chip damage. And out comes my Spectreat now. That Dexcyple sporting an Earthquake! Did not see that coming! Eliminates my Spectreat. If he had used that earlier, it probably would have done pretty well against me. Whether or not I managed to return fire with that overheat. Anyway, now the Dexcyple and Bluezilla are now two only Revomon left in our teams, just trading damage with each other. Dexcyple using Synthesis and Giga Drain to keep itself alive and do damage to my Bluezilla one, but Bluezilla is just throwing Earthquakes out at him. Dexcyple will always go first with his high speed advantage. Trevally goes for a Sludge here. I go for another Earthquake. And boom! That gives me the win for a really intense match against Trevally. We were praising each other really hard when the match ended.
It was a fantastic battle, man.
Well, thank you. That's one for the highlight reel for me, especially since some of my other battles on these features didn't go so well. Unfortunately, I remember my next one. I'm not looking forward to it. Andre, take us there, will ya?
Whoa, Nick, that was a close one.
My heart's still racing from the match. I think I need to see a doctor.
Not just yet. You still got more matches to cast. Here are the standings for round 3. Round 4 should be interesting.
Yes, it should be. We have the two current champions facing off with each other. Revomast versus Mateos.
Could Mateos finally be the one to take down the champion?
Let's find out!
Mateos is in for the fight of his life, but he has his Kragon, Volcanilus, Dexcyple, Monking, Square Bros, and Silices.
And Big Dog Revomast has his Taiju, Opawan, Rival, Kragon, Gopher, and Sornox. Let's get in on the action! And here we are, Battle of the Titans, Revomast versus Mateos. Both of them boasting really strong scores in the match and looking to be our top 2 contenders in this tournament. Let's see what happens here. I think Mateos wants to make a switch into Silices. While Revomast sets up a... Oh, no, goes for the Ice Punch. He immediately went for the Ice Punch. I assumed it'd be Dragon Dance. Revomast loves to lead with Dragon Dance. Nonetheless, now he's using the Dragon Dance as Silices sends out a Forest-type Hidden Power for super effective damage. That Taiju's, though, wow, is it tanky.
Yeah, so you don't train at speed, so it's probably got some EVs in defense or HP.
So you're just relying on Dragon Dance for speed, I guess. And another hidden power from Silices does another fair bit of damage, but boom! One shot by a Dragon Danced up Taiju using Earthquake. Pain. Pain is the name of Taiju.
Taiju is scary.
Especially with a couple of Dragon Dances off, it's just an absolute monster.
It's not here for play. It's here to wreck your day.
And now here comes a Squirtbros. Squirtbros could be able to get the job done if it manages to outspeed, but it doesn't. However, that berry saves his ass. Squirtbros takes less damage from ground-type attacks due to a very smart equip of a berry by Mateos. Fires back with a wild charge, and finally, the big beast goes down. Down goes Taiju.
See how Revomast chooses to respond with them.
Go for it, looks like. Looks like Revomast got plenty more tricks up his sleeve. That's when he says, "Oh, you were scared of the Taiju." That was just the start. That was the appetizer. And the Gopher manages to take that Squirtbros down. Squirtbros doesn't manage to respond with any damage of his own. A Shadow Claw from Gopher gets the job done. And now we got Kragon coming out from Mateos. Kragon looking to set up that Dragon Dance. But stonewalled as Revomast swaps into the Spirit-typed Sornox. There's not much that Kragon could do against that.
Probably go ahead and get out of there.
Yeah, probably, but Kragon nonetheless taking a Dazzling Gleam while trying to set up a second Dragon Dance. Goes for a Fire Punch to try and take it out in one shot, but does not succeed. Another Dazzling Gleam gonna take out that Kragon.
Snorlax is way too bulky to be taken out by.
I guess Mateos didn't want to lose his momentum of getting those Dragon Dances off.
Probably not.
So we got Volcanalyst coming in from Mateos now, trying to respond to that Sornox, and it looks like Revomast is looking to make a swap. After all, that Sornox still has not used Nasty Plot, so he's not missing out on much if he does.
No, he just sent it out there to deal with that Kragon, I think.
And Gopher coming in, soaks up a little bit of damage from that Volcanalyst who was using Extra Sensory. Should be super effective. Oh, no, wait, I was mistaken. It used Eruption. Eruption coming out from that Volcanalyst, and another one will get the job done. Takes out that Gopher. So Extra Sensory and Eruption were right next to each other. They're both E words. It was confusing me. And now we got Kragon coming back out for Revomast. Well, not back out. This is the first time we've seen Revomast's Kragon. Kragon is looking to set something up, but he did get flinched by that attack from Volcanalyst.
Flinch is no bueno.
No, it was Extra Sensory now that I can see the battle log properly. That Extra Sensory was the one that made it flinch and lose a turn. That's just very annoying. And here comes Mateos is now coming out with a Monking as Kragon sets up a Dragon Dance. Monking looking for an immediate outrage. Kragon thinking of responding in kind. Kragon responds to the outrage. One-shots that Monking. Who needs super effectiveness when you're just a freaking Dargon? Now, Mateos sending out that Dexipal, hoping to get off a Sleep Powder to try and slow that Kragon down. Unfortunately, oh, another one-shot! The outrage takes out Dexipal for another just big king hit. I think that Kragon now has an... Oh, well, I didn't even get to see that. That happened so fast. That was just another one-shot by Kragon. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go back to check the battle log real quick. That was indeed an Earthquake from Kragon for super effective damage. That was very, very interesting to see a Kragon using Earthquake as well. Wow, Revomast really got his types covered.
Yeah, Kragon seems to be has a pretty good type coverage too.
That was very, very impressive play by Revomast, who still remains undefeated. Absolute nightmare. All right, Andre, let's see what happens next.
My goodness, is anybody going to ever beat Revomast?
I don't know, man. This man is becoming a Revomon legend real quick.
Well, you did manage to get a win from Amazara, so maybe you'll be the one. Rektsatoshi also won against Dr. Stone, and now it's time for the second feature match of round 4.
Nice. Who do we got?
We got Beanhunter versus Trevally. Beanhunter is running Rival, Blazora, Leximynth, Pandozer, Massacradon, and Loftyvo.
Trevally returns with his Opawan, Rev-Up, Leximynth, Dexipal, Blazora, and Kragon. Let's get in on the action! On to our next feature match, we've got Beanhunter versus Trevally. Beanhunter leading out with a Rival, Trevally leading out with his Opawan. Let's see what happens.
Two really, really fast Revomon here, but Opawan should be faster.
Wow, even faster than Legendary. That's insane. I love seeing Calm Mind in the roster of attack moves. And then we got a swap into Leximynth from Beanhunter, and Trevally swaps into... Oh, that dang. I still have PTSD looking at that dog. Rev Up is scurry.
So cute.
It is, isn't it? Looks like Rev Up is going for that Iron Head. And Leximith is thinking, oh god, I gotta get out of here. We gotta swap into Pandoza, so once again, oh, Beanhunter not realizing that metallic moves seem to work on both of them. Unless it was like me, he wasn't expecting the Iron Head from Rev Up.
Yeah, his Rev Up has got pretty good type coverage on most of his opponent's Revomast.
And oh my goodness! Pandoza was going to go for the Earthquake to do a lot of damage to that Rev Up, but instead we get a swap into Kragon, completely negates it, just flies right over it. Oh my goodness, what a play! And Aqua Tail takes out that... Oh wait, no. Sorry, I was mistaken. I thought Aqua Tail took out the Pandoza. It wasn't. It was a swap into Blizzora, which wound up soaking up that damage quite nicely.
Did Aqua Tail land or did it miss?
It looked like it missed, actually, because I don't see any damage. And everyone's still kicking, including the Pandoza.
It doesn't look like any damage was taken.
Trevally looking to swap into Rev Up to deal with that Blizzora. Indeed, we got the swap. Dragon Pulse not doing a hell of a lot of damage there. And it looks like Trevally's lining up that Thunder Fang. As Blizzora thinks of what to do next. Water Spout comes out for Blizzora, does so little damage to Rev Up. Rev Up showing who the new tank of the town is. Half the size and twice the power. Another Thunder Fang coming out for Rev Up. Is there any move that Dominevo can... Sorry, Dominevo. How do you even say that? Is there any move that Blizzora can use here to get him out of this?
Not unless it knows like an Earthquake or something like that.
Oh dear.
Pay attention to what attacks it has, but...
So, in that note, it looks like we're looking for a swap here.
Don't swap the rival.
Beanhunter really thinking of what to do next. Goes for the Water Spout, takes another Thunder Fang, super effective damage from that Rev Up. Blizzora is really tanky to be able to survive 2 hits like that, but he's just not getting the chip damage that he wants here. It looks like he's just letting it go down. Trevally's Rev Up proving to be as terrifying as ever. As Beanhunter thinks of his next Revomon to send out.
The Rev Up is putting on a clinic right now.
Everything in Beanhunter's team looks a little weak to Rev Up in some way or another. This is a little bit scary for him. How's that small dog turning out to be so terrifying?
It's the typing. I mean, that metal typing is really good against most of those mons.
It just looks like one of those robot dogs you buy as a toy. That's all. But it's killing everything. I'm pretty sure Rev Up's going for the Iron Head here now that we see a Leximith coming out from Beanhunter. Beanhunter goes for the Swagger, does get it off first, I think, but still, nonetheless, Rev Up just shakes it off with the thanks of that Vivly Fruity, closes the book once again on Leximith with that Iron Head.
Swagger real quick. Swagger increases your opponent's attack, but confuses them.
Yes, and it looks like that Rev Up is very much physical attack base. Manages to get off a big Ice Fang on that Rival. Even Rival not able to stand up to Robo-Dogi. Rival just had that. Oh, Rev Up is terrifying. I don't think Loftavil's gonna do it here either. Or Massacardon. Everything's getting hurt. Massacardon does come out though and eats that Ice Fang quite nicely. Massacardon, one of the few things not taking a hell of a lot of damage to that Rev Up. Goes for the Focus Blast. This will do a lot of damage if it manages to land. Trevally thinking of his next move pretty hard here.
Get that Rev Up out of there. He knows it's valuable.
Yep. He swatches into Kragon. Kragon takes that Focus Blast so well. Barely any damage from such a big hit. Such a shame for Beanhunter. And Massacardon looking to make a swap out as Kraken goes for a Thunder Punch. Question is who's going to get the swap-ins. Pandoza would completely eat that Thunder Punch, wouldn't it? No damage. That would be great if only anyone would expect a Thunder Punch from this Kragon.
Yeah, Thunder Punch is about the only thing that I think Kragon can carry to really deal with.
But we got a rival coming out for Beanhunter. Takes that Thunder Punch right in the face. Unfortunately, neutral damage does finish off that rival's already quite low HP. And now we've got Pandoza coming out. Goes for the Rock Slide. Gets a hit. Big super effective damage. And takes out that Kragon. And now we've got Blizora coming back in. Oh wait, no, actually, this is a... Oh, both of them are running a Blizora. Oh, interesting. So this is Trevally's Blizora, ready to come in and make an impression of his own, trying to show who's another tank. Quite a tanky team Trevally has.
Yes, he's got some defensive capabilities on his team.
A lot of survivability, it looks like. And Blizora going for that Focus Blast. My goodness. Focus Blast coming out at the strangest times. But instead we get a swap into Rektsatoshi. Rektsatoshi taking absolutely no damage from whatever it was. Oh, it was from a Toxic, which doesn't seem to affect Rektsatoshi at all. Not even poisoned.
Yeah, you can't poison a poison type.
Ah.
All that Toxic will do is poison. It doesn't do any damage on the first turn.
Oh, I see.
Till the end of the turn, where the poison comes in.
So does Toxic have a higher chance to poison then? Is it like 100% if it as long as it lands?
Yes. If it hits, yeah. So.
Oh, I see. So listen, we got Loftivo coming out against that Rektsatoshi, but ooh, Rev-Up comes in, eats that air type attack, and Loftivo already looking to get out of there. Might want to. Oh, it goes for the Roost. That actually might be quite clever. Yes, Loftivo does indeed go for the Roost. And Rev-Up's Thunderfang doesn't do much damage anymore, given that Loftivo gave up its flying type to get its health back. Not only that, oh, I see the battle log now. Rev-Up's attack also missed, so Loftivo, oh, got a big gain in HP there. Very nice turn there for Beanhunter. We got a little bug going on that says both Revomon are owned by Beanhunter, but fortunately I remember that Rev-Up is straight up trademark Trevally. And it's very difficult to miss. I just noticed that Loftivo has Sleep Talk, which is really interesting. And now we got Pandoza coming out for Beanhunter. Eats that Thunderfang. Not affected one bit. That was a very smart move by Beanhunter. I think by now he knows what the Rev-Up is going to do. He anticipated that really well. Now Trevally looks like he wants to make a swap of his own. Into Opa-Wan. Yep, it looks like Opa-Wan's coming out. Opa-Wan did indeed come out. Took some damage from that Earthquake, but not a hell of a lot. Opa-Wan's going to be able to outspeed here and finish off that Pandoza. If Beanhunter elects to keep him in. Looks like Beanhunter wants no such thing. Going for a swap.
Who is he going to go for, though?
It's a good question. I don't think he has any idea what's coming out from that Pandoza. Sorry, from that Opa-Wan. But it looks like he's
taking hits. This Opa-Wan is going to get a big hit off on.
Yeah, absolutely. Master Gyarados comes out, takes a Dark Pulse, which is not very effective thanks to its battle typing. So I don't think he knew what Opa-Wan was going to use, but nonetheless that swap worked out very nicely for him. Going for a Sludge Bomb from Opa-Wan, taking some return fire from Master Gyarados. It's just trading blows at each other. The Focus Blast does finish off Opa-Wan for some super effective damage.
Super effective Focus Blast with an Opa-Wan.
Rektsatoshi coming out for Trevally is met by a swap into Loftivo by Beanhunter. Eats up that Giga Drain quite nicely. Not really worried there. Loftivo now ready to set up a Brave Bird. I think Trevally wants to get his Rektsatoshi out of there ASAP. I think Rev-Up would be the answer here if it was me. But no, Dex is intending to stay. Nope. It's that's the folly of watching them in real time. And here we go. We got to swap into Leximeth. Oh, that's an open and shut case on Leximeth. Loftivo's Brave Bird doing a lot of damage back to Loftivo, but still getting the job done. Looks like Blizzora wants to go for the Scald here as Beanhunter is thinking of making another swap. And looks like instead he's going for the Roost. But not enough. Roost is not going to help that Loftivo stay in the game as Blizzora manages to take it out with that Scald. Super effective, actually, for some reason. I see it right there in the battle log. It says Scald is super effective. Against a Loftivo.
Scald is super effective against water types.
Oh, but... Oh, anyway, so as we were confused about that, Massacardon came in and just got obliterated by that Blizzora. That Blizzora doing some serious work right now. I would imagine he's going for another Scald against his Pandozer. Pandozer does manage to get off a hit first, but oh, goes down once again. Trevally takes the win with that ever so impressive Blizzora. I've never seen a Blizzora do so much work.
Yeah, take some hits and throw some hits out.
Yeah, usually I just see him as a tank that doesn't really do much damage, but now in this tournament he's been getting a very, very impressive. Well, alright, Blizzora just going up and down in the tier list. Speaking of which, I think you said you wanted to make a tier list at some time. How's that coming along?
I couldn't really get it done until we looked at this battle footage, but I think I might have enough to kind of put something together.
That's great. That's great. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, Andre, take us away because we're on the way to a few more matches.
I didn't think these battles could get better than the last Beta Battle Fest, but they are.
That was fun to watch, wasn't it?
That's the end of round 4. Scores are up on your screen.
Why do I get the feeling I know who won this tournament already?
Hardly a surprise anymore, is it? Still, it would be great to see Revomast get beaten. This is getting embarrassing.
I wonder who's going to do it.
Well, maybe it's gonna be you. Our first match of round 5 is you versus Revomast.
No. No!
Yes. Yes! You're taking on the boss fight, holding Taiju, Opalon, Rival, Kragon, Gopher, and Sornox.
And I'm gonna give it a shot with my Leximeth, Dominevo, Spectreat, Slissies, Bluezilla, and Cancross. Let's get in on the action! Oh god, what fresh hell is this? I remember this match! It's me versus Revomast in the final round. I'm not looking forward to it. My Leximeth tries to go for a taunt, and Taiju goes for that Dragon Dance. That taunt, unfortunately, not getting the benefit of Prankster that it's supposed to. Still, Taiju managed to get off his Dragon Dance. Now my Leximeth taking a little bit of damage from that waterfall. Thanks to Reflect, it's only halved, but can you imagine what it'd be like if it wasn't?
Yeah, if you would have got that taunt off, it would have been a different battle.
Yeah, that's, I'd certainly like to think so. As Waterfall, ow, takes out my Leximeth. Cassius Berry not going to be there to help it this time. And also, I did something really silly. I swapped all my berries for Cassius Berries before this match because I just wasn't thinking. It was very late. It was very early in the morning for me at this point. I didn't have any more berries to keep my guys alive. And now you look at me, I'm terrified. I don't know what to use. I send out Silices. I have a feeling Silices is going to be able to, at least, while not being able to do damage, tank his, but gets one shot because I also did not know Taiju was carrying Earthquake. And there's me sitting there going, oh my goodness, what do I do now? This Taiju is going to wipe me off the face of the map unless I can get a Trick Room off. So that's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, that was great.
I know that Taiju would wipe out my Dominevo and Spectreat without even a thought. So I go with Cancross. I figure if anyone can take a hit, it's my Cancross. Try to confuse with the Dynamic Punch, but of course, Revomast has the right Fruity to manage to stave off confusion. That Vivly Fruity immediately removes the confusion from Taiju. Taiju setting up another Dragon Dance there. And if I could just use another Dynamic Punch, I'd be in solid shape. But no, I go for the bullet punch because I'm an idiot. I think that Taiju is about to one-shot me, and I go, I might as well just get some chip damage. Instead, Taiju goes for a big waterfall, and it doesn't one-shot my Cancross. It only does about half damage. I'm really bad at estimating how much damage Dragon Dance is going to do.
Yeah, weird though that it did not do more damage.
Well, there's here me sitting here going, what do I do now? That I had one chance to take out that Taiju, and I just missed it. Gonna have to go for another bullet punch, try to chip in, and boom, Taiju wipes out my Cancross, making it the third victim of Taiju's rampage. So now I send out Dominivo. I say, I know you're not gonna be able to survive a hit, Dominivo, but maybe go for it. And no, one shot by the Taiju again. That waterfall doesn't even need to be super effective. I assume Taiju had crunch, but it didn't need it. And now we've got Bluezilla coming out, hoping he can survive a hit, but no, Ice Punch says no. This Taiju's, it's up to 5 kills. This Taiju's on a rampage, and 6. That's all 6 of my team taken out by Revomast Taiju. You can see me shaking on the left there, because I'm actually laughing so hard, laughing in pure pain.
He skunked you, man.
I got stomped big time. I wanted to have a nice battle with Revomast. I really wanted to have a good back and forth, but nope. That Taiju, just having absolutely none of it, wiped me off the face of the map. My most humiliating defeat of all time, but it's okay. At least it's kind of funny.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Alright, Andre, get me out of this hellhole.
Nick, what happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
But he beat your entire team with a...
I said I don't want to talk about it! I'll be in the corner if you need me.
Okay. Well, Beanhunter beat Rektsatoshi off screen. Dr. Stone also won against Spreadeagle and Nick.
What?
It's time to cast the last match of round 5.
I don't wanna.
Get in there, Nick, or I'll release the Taiju in the casting booth.
Oh god, fine!
Mateos is closing the tournament out with Kragon, Volcanilisk, Dexcyple, Munking, Square Bros, and Silices.
And Trevally with his Opawan, Rev Up, Leximith, Dexcyple, Blizzora, and Kragon. Let's get in on the action! Alright, and here we are with the final feature match. We have Mateos versus Trevally for a really, really good matchup, I hope. We've got Mateos leading out with his Kragon and Trevally leading off with a Opawan. And Kragon immediately goes to that setup on Dragon Dance. I mean, I'm pretty sure... I wonder if Opawan can even learn Spirit-type moves. I guess not. But Opawan not having anything that's really going to be able to help him here. I would actually use Calm Mind here to try and set up as well, and maybe they can try and outspeed each other. Because after one Dragon Dance, Opawan might still be faster.
It's possible. Opawan is stupid fast, so...
Well, nonetheless...
He has under speed.
It looks like he goes for a Flame Charge. Does, oh, not much damage to Kragon at all. Kragon's responded with that big Dragon Dance. Kragon getting ever more scary. Opawan tries to go for... Oh, that's another Dragon Dance. Oh my goodness. Kragon is setting up so hard, but Dark Pulse did an awful lot of damage there. I think it was you who told me that Dark Pulse does more damage depending on the amount of status effects they have. I mean, status boosts.
That's foul play.
Oh, jeez. Well, it doesn't matter because Kragon wiped that Opawan off the face of the map now that it's done charging up. It's a Super Saiyan Kragon. Kragon gets hit with an Ice Fang from Reva, but shakes it off thanks to the help of a Fruity tossed in by his owner. I believe it was a Gopu Fruity. I think that's the one that reduces ice damage. Golu, actually. Something like that. It's Go something. Revup does finally manage to take out that Kragon, showing that Revup is indeed the king. A second Ice Fang does manage to get the job done. And that Kragon was, even after 2 hits, not able to take Revup out. Munking coming in for Mateos, though.
Munking should be a great matchup against this Revup.
Yep, and Mateos, Trevally seems to really know that as he's looking for a swap out. Maybe going into a Kragon of his own, or he wants to stay in. He's going for the Ice Fang. I don't think he's going to get it off. I think that Monkey's going to go first. The Monkey does go first. Super effective Earthquake takes that Rev Up out. There goes the scariest Revomon on Trevally's team, in my opinion. I might be jaded.
You might have some PTSD.
I have him for a lot of matches today. Now we're coming out with a Kragon from Trevally. Kragon just an absolute staple in every single team. Kragon goes for the Outrage. And, oh no, that was an Aqua Tail. Super effective damage against that Monking, but Monking went for an Outrage, takes out that Kragon. Snapped out of confusion thanks to the Vivly Fruity. So that was just a free pair of Outrages. That Monking is doing great. Monking now going for the Hammer Arm. Does super effective damage. Gets taken out by the Sculpt by Blazora. Look at how much health that Blazora has left after taking a super effective hit from a Monking. That thing's a beast.
Yeah, that's a tank.
Jeez. Ridiculous. Silisy is now coming out for Mateos. As Trevally looking to make a swap into Blazora. No? Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there. So yeah, instead we hit with the Focus Blast. That's an awful lot of damage to that Silisy. Blazora still hanging on quite well after Silisy sends back a Hidden Power. Hidden Power with Forest type. So that's super effective damage there as well. Dexipal now coming out for Trevally. Dexipal going for the Giga Drain, not doing much to that Silisy. It's about neutral damage. That Ice Beam does manage to take... No, sorry. Giga Drain does indeed take out Silisy to finish off Mateos' little threat there. And now we got a Dexipal mirror match, which is quite interesting. Gets taken out big time by a Sludge Bomb. I mean, that's just got Pokemon Go vibes for me when you saw Venusaur versus Venusaur. It's always a Sludge Bomb. Now, we've got Leximent coming out for Trevally. He wants to go for a Crunch. No, play rough. And that Sludge Wave from that Dexipal is going to really hurt. Going for the Sucker Punch, maybe.
Go for the Sucker Punch, maybe?
It might be the best move out of the four.
At least you get to go first.
Yep, so he does indeed go first. Doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage to that Dexipal, though, as that Sludge Bomb does a fair bit of damage to that Leximent that also leads to poison the poor dear. So it's like Trevally's changing which move he wants to use, but instead gets taken out by another Sludge Bomb. Trevally on the ropes here. Now we got this Dexipal versus Blazora. I don't need to tell anyone how that one's gonna go. Giga Drain wipes that Blazora out and gives Mateos the win. Oh, look at that. Just a little handshake there just before the video cut off. That was, I like it when players are good to each other, even in an intense match like these competitions.
Good sportsmanship is always nice to see.
Yeah. Anyway, over to Andre to help us round things out for after that last feature match.
What a great final match.
Agreed. And now for the moment we have all been waiting for. Andre, who are the winners of this tournament?
Well, with 5 wins yet again, Revomast took first place.
I'm shocked.
Mateos got second place with 4 wins. Very impressive for our new competitor.
Congratulations, Mateos. And what about third?
You might have embarrassed yourself in front of the entire world for your final match, but you did still get third place with 3 wins.
Hey, not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Congratulations to all the players involved. This was a great tournament, and I already can't wait for the next one.
And you watching at home, you can get in on it too. Sign-ups are just around the corner. Make sure to keep an eye on the Discord for the announcements. Who knows, the next cash prize could be yours. And now, because we already interviewed Revomast last time, and there's not going to be much else he'll be able to say, we're going to have our interview with the second place winner, Mateos. And here we are with our second place winner, Mateos991, sporting an awesome Winter Wonderlands helmet. Mateos, I got a few questions for you.
Okay.
Right. I'd like to know, so why did you choose the Revomon that were on your team? Did you have a particular strategy in mind?
Nothing particular. I simply choose what I could find because back in the days they were more rare. So we had to arrange my team with what I had and take out the most from them. Use them.
Well, you did damn well. So, I got another question for you. What strategy did you use the most during the tournament? Like, did you have any status conditions that you like to rely on the most?
So yeah, I put in consideration a lot of strategies, but they was not doable because I missed something, or a move was not available, or I missed a Revomon, or a Revomon was not good enough. So I just went for brute force, what I could do. So I simply took the strongest I could find and put them together, trying to cover each weakness. And that's it.
That was certainly a very effective strategy. So, which opponent was the toughest in your opinion?
Easy question. Of course, Revomaster.
He's everyone's toughest. That guy remains undefeated. One of us is gonna have to take the throne one day. One of us.
Yeah. I saw the match with Revomaster before the tournament because I know he won before. So, and I think I underestimated his opening with Tiju. So that's the big mistake I made.
Same opener he used in the last tournament, and that Taiju was an absolute monster. It's been a consistent monster. If people don't start training Taijus, I don't know what to say to them.
Yeah, I looked for Taiju for 2 weeks straight before the tournament, and I wasn't able to find it. So.
Oh no, that's a shame. So, how does it feel to have won the tournament and prize money? Did you enjoy it? Are you returning? And maybe are you going to use that money to buy yourself a Taiju?
No, I found one the day after.
Isn't that irony?
So maybe you will see me with one in the next tournament, you know? And no, I'm just holding them for the market or whatever is coming.
Alrighty. And finally, I'd like to know, do you have anything to say to the audience or future competitors?
Don't be too stressful about the competition and just join and do your best and see what you can learn. Learn from your mistakes, and every battle you will get better. So just play.
That is perfect advice. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, we can see that Matheos over here is a first-time competitor and managed to snag the second place trophy. So it really could be any one of you. Don't be scared to sign up for the next Beta Battle Fest. We're all looking forward to having you. Sign-ups should be just around the corner. Check in the Revomon Discord and you'll be able to find a link to it. For now, this is Sapdaddy. I've been your host for this evening. And Matheos has been one of our amazing winners. Thank you very much for participating. Signing off, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Bye.